I imagine you could throw a stone and hit somebody that has a song which is of Snap, which is their favorite song, and you could throw 20 stones and probably hit 20 different people with 20 different songs. You get in a lot of trouble though. After a while, someone will complain about all this stone throwing. Um,
A lot of stones.
Perhaps it's a different way of doing it. Perhaps with a clipboard.
Hey, everybody out there. Welcome back to another episode of the Audiophiles. It's Andy, it's John, and it's another song. Which will it be? Well, John will tell us. John, what am I listening to today, and what are we talking about in a bit?
Well, we're going back to the well, and it's another Jam song.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Cover behind me, which you should be getting to know quite a bit.
The old Stoplight album cover. Yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
Cool. So yes, another Jam track, and this time his song is called Carnation.
Carnation. All right. Well, I will endeavor to give this song a listen and let you know what I think and how it fits in my Jam experience thus far here on the channel and our previous I guess we did, how many did we get into on Into the Music? We did a few there, but well, there were existing ones before us, and then I think that's where you introduced me to the Jam. So yeah, let's give this a listen, and I'll let you know what I think. Okay, so I'm enjoying this very much. I can't I can't listen to the Jam and not think of the Beatles for some reason. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe I think at this point I'm not alone, as much as we've discussed it on this channel in previous Jam reactions. But now it's just like something I instantly think of and hear. And at this point, I don't know if it's my my bias playing a hand in this, or if it's just because this actually does sound like the Beatles, but I'm definitely getting Beatles vibes from this. This is really fun. I'm loving the guitar work. It's almost kind of like psychedelic sounding a little bit as it sort of came in there. I don't know, halfway through this bit of the song I'm in. That was sounded really good. I also love they do, and I think it's because it's a 3-piece band and you need to create as much sound as you can, but Bruce's bass is so forward, and it's really great, a great bass line too. So that makes it that much more engaging. And then you have these awesome little like lovely cymbal splashes that are kind of happening there just a moment ago, and that sounded really great too. So yeah, no, so far this is interesting. It sounds like Carnation. You think, oh, love song, but then he's like, I would rip off the pedals or whatever. So I'm not thinking that's the road we're going down. So let's press on. Still doing those hard plucks. Not anywhere near as abrasive this time around. I'm actually kind of enjoying this. It's only adding more to that psychedelic sound that I was talking about a little bit ago there. So, yeah, good stuff.
You gave me a fresh carnation. I will only crush its tender petals. With me, I have no escape. At the same time, I'll be nowhere to settle. If you're wondering by now who I am, look no further than the mirror, because I am.
More great splashes there with the cymbals. I'm really enjoying those. They're just so like tastefully placed in the song, and I love that little. I think these were keys, right? Earlier, that sounded really good too.
Greed and fear, and every house of hate in you.
The old fade out. Yeah, I really like that song a lot. It was sort of Beatles psychedelia-ish. But yeah, really loved those drums. God, Bruce's bass was so good. Um, it sounded like he was being a bit self-deprecating with the lyrics, or at least acknowledging he's not cut out for this thing called love. At least that's the gist I got from it. Yeah, this is a really good tune. Let's get back to John and discuss this song. I am back. And this, man, it's really hard for me to listen to these guys now and not hear the Beatles when I'm listening to their music. So I hear, I mean, this doesn't sound like a Beatles song, but it sounds like it was influenced by Beatles songs.
Yeah,
Right?
big time.
So okay, I just want to make sure, because I think I had this like crisis moment where I was saying something about that. And I'm like, am I just doing this because it's like a bias that I now have, or does this actually
Like
sound
a reflex action.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I definitely got shades of the Beatles to this. So definitely had that second half of the 60s sound to it. The guitar chord progressions had just a touch of melancholy to them, which I guess fit the subject matter of the lyrics that I was able to catch. The song is less about wanting to give a carnation to an object of your affinity and more about Weller's unworthiness to receive one. He's painting a picture of a man not worthy of love and affection. At least that's what I was able to extrapolate or thought I was getting from it. I'll say this, and I feel like I'm saying this in every goddamn jam song that we do, but Bruce Foxton's bass again shines in this tune. It's rich and it's very forward in the mix, and it really carries the weight of moving the song forward, like this walkabout bass line that kind of just takes you by the hand and walks you through the song. And I really, really adored that. There are pieces of this song that flirt with psychedelic sounds as well, particularly in Weller's guitar. And speaking of Weller's guitar, don't think I didn't notice those patented plucks that I've come to associate with him after hearing Eliza Radley. To be fair, I liked this bit more, like the plucky bit in this more than I did in Eliza Radley. But it did get a smile out of me. It wasn't near as jarring as I found the first time. The plucking caught my attention, and I think it actually adds to the psychedelic sound that they have going on here. And after a bit, we get some key playing. Now, this key playing thing was wild on a couple different levels. It has this almost like yacht music melody to it. And for a moment, the other song or artist that this reminded me of is So Not the Beatles. But I got this like Jimmy Cliff, You Can Get It If You really want vibes from the melody in this for some reason. Like I could hear myself going, and it was I don't know why, weird moment. That's probably on me. Nail me to the cross in the comments. I get it.
Happened a few times, I can tell you.
But like hearing this, it also made me like physically whistle. Like that melody just made me join in the whistling. So we had this Pavlovian reaction where like I start whistling because I hear it, and then my dog comes over and jumps on screen because I start whistling, and he has a Pavlovian reaction to what I've conditioned him to do. So it was all quite funny. Made me laugh. And the bass continues to shine, as does Buckler's. That's right, Buckler, the drummer. Is that right? His use of splash cymbals in this song, in particular, the splash cymbal. I like the little like shuffling stuff he does during the verses. But the cymbal use that is just peppered in there so expertly. They really provide these nice little accents on certain parts of the progressions, and I really, really enjoyed that and admired his work in this one. Weller then takes us home with some good old-fashioned la-la-laing over this great bass and drum work, and it fades out. This was a really, really good tune. I don't know if it's my favorite, but I found this one to be one of the more charming songs by these guys that I've heard, even though it's not charming subject matter what he's talking about. It still has this like, I don't know, there's almost this wholesome sound to it, and I probably associate that wholesomeness because it's the music. It sounds like the music from my childhood, and my childhood was raised around 60s rock music, and this sounded like 60s rock music. So it had this almost weird nostalgic feel, even though I've never heard this before. So yeah, another good song by the Jam.
Excellent. Yeah, I will say just briefly that piano, keyboards, bass bit to me is just the centerpiece of the whole song, but also it reminds me of a non-existent end theme tune to some daytime soap opera. You could have that playing off. It's that sort of general,
Yeah, that's sort of what I was getting with the yacht music. You can see all these upper class like white folks dancing on a boat, listening to this kind of that melody. So yes,
it's got a bit. It's got a little just a tinge of regret and sort of remorse and all those like classic emotions you get in a soap opera.
Yeah, where you have the Vaseline lens and it's got that dreamy look to it. Yeah, exactly.
As you slept with your brother's wife or whatever. Yeah, that's usually the case. But anyway, so we've talked a lot about the Jam in previous reactions. There is now a Jam playlist. Please go and check it out. And previous ones, you can get all the stuff about the band, everything you were afraid to ask, and so much more besides. So I won't labor the point on that. I will talk about this album though instead, and then the song. So this is from 1982's The Gift, the Jam's swan song album. Now apparently it is not the most favored amongst Jam fans, but for me it's still a great album, and it does signpost the direction of travel for Weller and what he's about to do next in his career. And it is a case of, there's a real mixed approach to this song, and some people, that's an issue for them, but it's more horns and less Rickenbackers, if you want to sum it up. So the album took a lot of heat for being self-indulgent, and there was kickback from the critics and some of the public for how the Jam dared to change the formula. God knows what these people thought of the next 10 years of Weller's career, but Um, in truth, those underlying influences that are always there in the Jam. They did multiple like Motown covers on their albums and stuff, but that 60s soul, R&B, funk, and jazz, it was just coming through as well as started to expand its palette. Um, it was also, this album in particular was the sort of beginning of Weller moving from isolated points of general social comment about certain issues to focusing his political ire, particularly on the Thatcher regime and how people are either held down or hold themselves down in society, which would lead to movements like Red Wedge and his involvement in C&D and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it is a great, great album. The album actually starts with a sample from, I believe it's some TV commentary that says, for those of you watching in black and white, this one is in Technicolor. And then the song starts, which is yeah, sort of classic there. Yeah, and again, it's another thing. It's like the expansion of their palette. So first track, Happy Together, is a classic Jam track with Foxton's bass really front and center. And the band, I think, never sounded so tight as they do on this album. Second track is Ghosts, which is really poignant, change of pace. It's so soulful. It's a really understated, masterful song and one of their best. Then it's Precious. Papa's got a brand new pig bag that we've already covered. And then the song Just Who's a 5 O'Clock Hero, which is a kind of like Kinks inspired song about Weller's memory of his dad coming home from work, and this sort of working class, pointless manual toil, and again, people being held down. There's a lot of sort of politics in that. Transglobal Express is a vitriolic call to arms for a worldwide general strike. Over a really upbeat drum and horn-filled R&B stomper, and it really is. However, the mix is terrible, and you can barely hear what Weller's saying. But it's a great, great track. And then side two, Running on the Spot, is a surging companion piece to Happy Together. It's another classic Jam sound with added ba 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 bars to it as well. You know, what more do you want? Circus, the next track, is a Foxton instrumental, and people talk about it as a throwaway track. I really like it, actually. I think it's great. Then we have The Planner's Dream Goes Wrong, which is probably it's a weird track. Calypso steel drums. Yeah, I don't think I need to say any more. Go check it out. Then we have this song, Carnation. Then we have Town Called Malice, Supreme's bass line. We don't need to say any more about that. Massive, massive song. And then the title track at the end, The Gift, another massive stomper with added Stax organ, providing a real upbeat farewell track. So it's a great song. At the time, Record Mirror, observed that the best Jam songs mix an angry kitchen sink realism with a surging desire for change. On The Gift, Weller finally steps off the fence and goes for love in the face of despair and intelligence in the place of exhaustion, which I think is quite a nice quote. You probably worked quite a long time to get that couple of sentences. And the melody maker said, in a couple of weeks, I should know for sure whether The Gift is a classic or merely a very good record. At the moment, I can't get it off the turntable. It's a great so
endorsement, yeah.
The lyrics to the song, if you give me a fresh carnation, I would only crush its tender petals. With me, you'll have no escape, and at the same time, there'll be nowhere to settle. I trample down all life in my wake. I eat it up and take the cake. I just avert my eyes to the pain of someone's loss helping my gain. If you gave me a dream for my pocket, you'd be plugging in the wrong socket. With me, there's no room for the future. With me, there's no room for a view at all. I am out of season all year round. Hear machinery roar to my empty sound. Touch my heart and feel winter. Hold my hand and be doomed forever. And there's the bridge and the piano bit. Beautiful. If you give me a fresh carnation, I will only crush its tender petals. With me, you'll have no escape, and at the same time, there'll be nowhere to settle. And if you're wondering, if you're wondering by now who I am, look no further than the mirror, because I am the greed and fear, and every ounce of hate in you. La 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 la, and then off it goes. Many, many more la las. You plenty to the pound with Weller. So this actually, many people have said, got official confirmation, but this is an anti-Thatcher song, and it's really, it's a mirror thing about the sort of regime. This turn that happened in the early 80s, this non-you of going from people being in collectives and in being communities to turning inwards, and it's all about yourself. And that really was the Thatcherite way with the yuppie explosion, etc. And she famously said there's no such thing as society. And again, then he's reflecting it back on it's you, as in all the people who still voted her in. It's a really beautiful song. It does lean on this sort of Beatlesque sound. There's no particular song of the Beatles, but you just get that, scratch and sniff. I smell the Fab Four from like 67 or something, that sort of time. What Weller did say about this was that Carnation, a lot of my songs are about me. This is about you. Which I think is a great quote.
Yeah, that's a great quote. And it's interesting, right? Because like on face value, especially me coming in listening to this,
there's no way without context.
No, and it sounds so much about the narrator, and he is the narrator, but he's playing a character or being someone, in this case, a prime minister, which is, or perhaps those that propagated her and her bullshit.
Or
Yeah. So that's really cool and interesting, and it makes me enjoy the song even more now because of this little mechanism that he's added in here, this little wrinkle to the fold. So yeah, that's cool.
It's a tyrant of sorts, tyrant of people's destinies and their control as much as anything else. And it's the reflection of the people that let them stay there as well. It's that duality. I chose this song because at time of recording, it's probably my favorite Jam song. And that is not down to the music in whatsoever. It's just the feelings I get when I listen to it, because it has that beauty and that sadness. It's one of his most skillfully crafted songs, I think. You can't beat, as you've experienced just for the first time, the absolute fervor of like Funeral Pyre, or the amazing, catchiness of some of their other songs, or the cutting edge. But something about this song, and I don't know why, but it just really does something to me. I just love it every time I hear it. And it will change. Previously, other different Jam songs have been my favorite. But for the last year or two, this has been my favorite. So that's why I chose it.
Nice.
It's a great album track. It's much slept on. I think this one and Ghosts of this album are two real fan favorites, I think.
Yeah.
There's some really interesting stuff on. I didn't get this out actually, but so bear with me 1 second while I find the bastard. Here we are. There's a couple of albums which we haven't discussed or talked about. There is a really, really nice live album, Dig the New Breed. And there's a couple of songs on there which you won't hear anywhere else, which are really good. So I might dig out some from there. And then this came out early 90s, I think. And there's some really interesting stuff from there, which is kind of like some demos, some outtakes, and some weird stuff. A lot of it is in that other direction. There is a killer, and I do mean this, a killer version, And My Bird Can Sing. I mean, really, really good.
Okay.
Brilliant. But yeah, there's lots of stuff. So I might dig something out of one of those two albums to give to you as a bit of a different sort of take on the Jam. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty to go. We haven't even really touched on the early singles. They're all fantastic. I mean,
well, there's plenty of
loads more. There's loads more. But anyway, I'm glad you like this.
No, I did. And the added context really helps. I'm just one more reason why these extended conversations post-listen are helpful and can even make us more of a fan of a song that we were just experiencing.
Exactly. I mean, with the Jam as well, it is this time and this context that was wrapped up in a lot of what they're doing. And that only gets bigger as the band goes on, in terms of both what was happening around affecting them, and then what they were doing affecting people around and people of my age and a bit older. Their memories as well are just so intertwined with that short 5-year period where they weren't as big as the Beatles, but they were absolutely, I'd say, the biggest British band at the time. Just, bang, bang, bang. The songs just were an event when they released the single. It really was. And them splitting up was a seismic event. But anyway, I'm rambling now. So I'll wrap things up and say thanks for listening to this. Folks out there, what do you think? Let us know. Drop some comments, hit the like button, jumping down and wave your knickers in the air, all the good things. And tell us how does this song rate with you in terms of particularly jam album tracks? I imagine you could throw a stone and hit somebody that has a song which is off Snap, which is their favorite song, and you could throw 20 stones and probably hit 20 different people with 20 different songs. You get in a lot of trouble though. After a while, someone will complain about all this stone throwing.
A lot of stones.
Perhaps it's a different way of doing it. Perhaps with a clipboard. I'm just asking them. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Please don't throw stones at people and say the Audiophiles made me do it. Yeah, we love hearing from you. We'd love to hear your opinion on this song and some other jam album tracks which you think are real sleepers as well. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. This is the only channel which isn't endorsed by the Jam. Just had to say something. But yeah, please do. And more Jam coming your way sometime. No promises made, but there will definitely be some more. So yeah, please help support the channel. We do appreciate everyone who does. Thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see all of you the next time on the Audiophiles.
See you guys.